These are papers for divorce. These little pieces of paper, little flimsy pieces of paper, can break and end something that's so strong in somebody's heart.
I did it.
This case right here hits differently because it's not just about divorce papers, it's about emotions, expectations, and a relationship that slowly collapses under pressure and misunderstanding. At the center of this story is a woman who believed that filing for divorce would force her husband to react, to fight, to beg, to change. But life rarely follows emotional scripts the way we expect. What makes this situation even more intense is the emotional contradiction we're about to witness. On one side, you have deep pain, nostalgia, and attachment. On the other side, a decision that was supposed to be final, divorce papers that symbolize the end of a chapter. But instead of closure, what follows is confusion, regret, and emotional spiraling. As we go through this footage, pay attention not just to what is being said, but to what is being felt but not fully understood. Was this truly about ending a toxic relationship, or was it a test that went too far? And more importantly, what happens when expectations collide with reality in the most irreversible way possible? Let's break it down.
These are papers for divorce. And it's very sad. I don't understand how 8 years of trying my best to love somebody and fight for them and put up with so much abuse can just be wiped out with little papers. It's not easy. And as much as I know that this needs to happen, it still hurts. Because I never wanted this. I actually did love him. And I know how can you love somebody that does those things to you? I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe I see brokenness in people, and I know that we can all be better people and heal if we want to. I'm sad because this is the dreams that I had for us as a family and as husband and wife, and these little pieces of paper, little flimsy pieces of paper, can break and end something that's so strong in somebody's heart. And it's hard. I'll get through, but I'm sharing my journey with you guys, every part of it. Just so you know that you're not alone, and you guys make me feel not alone. So,
Seeing here is the emotional weight people often don't consider when they say just get a divorce. For her, these aren't just legal documents. They represent years of emotional investment, memories, and what she believed was a shared future. The phrase little flimsy pieces of paper is powerful because it shows how something legally simple can feel emotionally devastating. But here's where things become complex. Divorce is never just paperwork. It is a decision that legally and emotionally ends a bond. And once that decision is initiated, control shifts. This is the moment where fantasy meets consequence. Whether the relationship was healthy or not, this is the point of no return. And that reality...
Day one after filing. And I feel so sad. I know I'm going to go through different emotions, but right now I feel sad. I think the last time I felt a pain like this was when my mom died. And in a way, this is a death of hope. And I look around and I see, I just want to scream. Like, I see the Christmas trees that I put up and all this beautiful home and all my dreams I had for us. I just want to scream. I just want to run away. I don't want to see any of this. It hurts, I don't want to see it. I know that this is going to be a process for me, ups and downs, and I'm sure, y'all are probably like, Corey, smile, like, get over it, but this is my page to heal and to be brutally honest about every piece of this journey. So I barely slept last night. I've got a migraine. My heart's broken. And so much of me wishes that he'd be like, I'll change, I'll fix this, I love you, I'm sorry for all the things I said, you never deserved it, I'll never say that again, I'll pay attention to you, I'll communicate with you, I'll lose my anger. It's not going to change. But I guess I'm somebody that will always have hope, because not always have hope. Until the divorce is done, I'll always have hope that things could change. And I guess that's just me being stupid, I'm sure many of you would say. Or maybe it's just me trying to see the good in everybody. I don't know what it is. I'm not weak. I don't know why I became this woman. Who am I? But this is where I'm at today, this morning. I'm sad.
Entire tone of the situation. The narrator here emphasizes personal accountability, and that's a key legal and emotional truth. No matter how painful the relationship may feel, filing for divorce is still a voluntary legal action. What's interesting is the psychological tension here. Many people assume that drastic actions will trigger emotional responses from their partner: fear, regret, chasing, or change. But when that reaction doesn't happen, the emotional impact doubles. This is where expectation versus reality becomes painful, because consequences are no longer theoretical. They are active and
comment. I deleted it, but I need to respond to it. Someone asked to hear my husband's side. So let me tell you, my husband's side. Well, he loved me and gave me everything he had, and did everything in the world for me. And you know what? I have to tell you, though, actually, to his credit, he did do so much for me, except show me love and respect and attention and hold me and kiss me and look at me and communicate with me and try to have conflict resolution ever. He did everything in the world that money could do or he could physically do, but emotionally, he's been gone since month 2, and I happen to be pregnant. So there's that, and that's very typical of the personality type I'm dealing with.
Highlights something very important: emotional aftermath. After filing, the subject describes deep sadness, grief-like emotions, and even compares the experience to loss. That comparison is significant because it shows how divorce can feel like mourning a death of a relationship, identity, and shared dreams. But what stands out even more is the emotional contradiction: part regret, part justification, part confusion. This is where many viewers start asking the same question: was the decision made from clarity or from emotional overload? Clip. This is the turning point emotionally. The subject begins questioning herself: who am I, and did I make the right choice? This is a very human reaction after major life decisions, especially when emotional intensity overrides long-term thinking. However, the narrator contrasts this by pointing out inconsistency in expectations versus actions. This creates a psychological conflict, wanting validation, love, and change, but also making decisions that permanently remove the opportunity for that resolution. That internal contradiction is what drives most of the confusion.
We need to come up with a robot boyfriend or girlfriend, partner, whatever, for people that are going through a divorce. That way, you don't feel super lonely, and you can or is there like a service of men or women, but for me it'd be man, that I could buy to just give me compliments all day and tell me he loves me and everything's gonna be okay, and call me and check on me and like just build me the hell up. And because I don't actually want someone, I just want some affirmation right now.
Yet a very important shift in perspective. The acknowledgement that the husband provided materially but lacked emotional connection adds depth to the story. Relationships are not just about provision. They are also about emotional presence, communication, and intimacy. But the key takeaway here is balance. When emotional needs are unmet, resentment builds. However, when expectations become absolute and one-sided, relationships often reach a breaking point where no amount of effort feels enough. This is where emotional...
It's Corey, and I'm finally ready. I know a lot of you were probably cringing that I gave him another chance. I spent the past year with the divorce filed, sitting in the court, and doing all the things on all the lists that he said I should do. And what I learned is that didn't stop the abuse. In fact, I'm still told that what I'm experiencing isn't abuse, and I'm making it up. An incident happened a few days ago where he had an iPad and he was holding it up saying he was going to bash my effing face in. So I contacted the Domestic Violence Center, and we are getting a TPO started, and that's where I'm headed. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos during this process because this was so therapeutic for me before, to get this out, and hopefully my story helps somebody else. I've been in this for 8 years. I did believe it was all my fault because that's what I was told. And now I know it's not. And I know that this is actually abuse and...
Extremely important because it shows inconsistency in emotional decisions. Re-entering the relationship after filing divorce, then stepping back again, suggests unresolved internal conflict rather than a clear resolution. This is where things become psychologically complicated. When someone oscillates between attachment and separation, it creates instability not just for them, but for everyone involved. It also blurs the line between real danger, emotional distress.
I did it. I didn't even get to tell everything, but I did it. I stood up for myself. I told the truth. Only a little bit of what's going on, and I'm sure I won't get a 12-month one, but I stood up for myself. I stood up for my daughter. And he can never hurt me again, because now he's on notice. I don't even know. I'm so sad, but I feel so relieved to just tell the truth. It was humiliating.
What we're witnessing is not just a divorce story. It's a deeply emotional cycle of expectation, disappointment, regret, and attempted healing. Whether one agrees or disagrees with her perspective, one thing is clear. Decisions made in emotional intensity carry long-lasting consequences. Relationships require communication, stability, and mutual understanding. But they also require clarity when things end. Once legal actions are taken, the emotional reality changes permanently, and that is something every person must fully understand before reaching that point. If you found this case as shocking as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping breakdowns. Your support helps bring more real-life courtroom and relationship analysis straight to you.